The Indian government, led by Narendra Modi, is once again attempting to implement a one nation, one poll system where all state elections coincide with the general Lok Sabha election. This would require shortening the terms of several state assemblies to align with the Lok Sabha election cycle. However, the transition faces major challenges within India's parliamentary system. In a parliamentary democracy, midterm elections can occur if the government loses confidence in the House. One nation, one poll would eliminate this option, potentially leading to minority governments or president's rule. Implementing such a system might require shifting to a presidential form of government, which would necessitate significant constitutional amendments. The opposition is currently against this move, making it unlikely to succeed. The government's motivation may be to postpone elections in 5 states facing potential defeat, possibly by imposing president's rule, which could face constitutional and legal challenges.
The 2023 G20 summit, held under India's presidency, achieved success with significant outcomes, including the inclusion of the African Union in the G20 clean energy initiatives, increased aid for Asia-Africa, and the announcement of the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor. Notably, the Delhi Declaration, a joint statement, reflects the fractured international order but carefully avoids naming Russia for aggression against Ukraine. The Economic Corridor, a railship route connecting India to Europe via the Middle East, was a bold move challenging China's Belt and Road Initiative. However, Israel's absence from the summit's Middle Eastern guest list is puzzling, especially considering its involvement in the Economic Corridor plan. Diplomatic normalization, particularly with Saudi Arabia, may be a prerequisite for the corridor's realization. Saudi Arabia's willingness to end its diplomatic boycott of Israel could be a historical change, potentially leading to peace efforts in the Israel-Palestine conflict.
The 19th Asian Games, opened by Chinese President Xi Jinping in Hangzhou, intended to promote Asian solidarity but faced controversy as India's Union Sports Minister cancelled his visit in protest of 3 Indian wushu players from Arunachal Pradesh being denied entry. These athletes had digital accreditations, so the denial seemed politically motivated. This is not the first instance of China using sports for political gains, as they previously chose a commander involved in the Galwan Valley clash as a torchbearer for the Winter Olympics. These incidents highlight the strained bilateral relations and the need for resolution along the line of actual control for improved ties between India and China.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated a new parliament building, emphasizing the need to move forward and create a new chapter in parliamentary history. However, the positivity was overshadowed by incidents within the parliament that marred its dignity. During a discussion on India's Chandrayaan mission, a BJP MP made derogatory communal comments towards a Muslim MP, and visitors in the Rajya Sabha gallery raised political slogans during a discussion on the Women's Reservation Bill. While the defense minister apologized, the BJP's response, blaming the victim and drawing false equivalences, is concerning. The incidents call for strict punitive measures to maintain the integrity of the institution.
The Constitution, 128th Amendment, Bill 2023, proposes 33% reservation for women in India's Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies, bringing attention to the delimitation of electoral constituencies. Delimitation, the process of carving electoral boundaries, has been frozen since 1976 based on the 1971 census, despite significant population growth. This freeze contradicts the principle of representative democracy. Delimitation also impacts federalism and state representation. With the new parliament building accommodating over 800 MPs, urgent answers are needed regarding constituency boundaries, population data sources, and qualitative concerns. Delaying delimitation is not a long-term solution, given the pressing issues involved.
The political discourse in Tamil Nadu is increasingly polarized along the lines of the Hindutva ideology and the Dravidian ideology. Debates often involve personal attacks, attempts to link narratives with caste and religion, and the branding of individuals and organizations as belonging to the B team or sleeper cell of political rivals. The ongoing ideological war over Sanatana Dharma is exemplified by clashes between Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and the DMK against the BJP and its affiliates. The deep divide also extends to issues related to faith and caste, hindering meaningful political debate in the state.
Tensions between India and Canada have escalated, with India suspending visa services in Canada. The dispute stems from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's allegations of Indian government involvement in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Canadian citizen associated with the Khalistani Tiger Force. India has declared Nijjar a terrorist and accused Canada of harboring Khalistani supporters. This has strained relations, especially since Canada has a sizable Sikh and Punjabi diaspora. The dispute has also impacted trade negotiations and could affect various groups, including students and immigrants, as India and Canada are major destinations for each other's citizens.
Japan has begun releasing contaminated water from the Fukushima nuclear plant into the sea, sparking concerns from the public and neighboring countries. The wastewater is a byproduct of the 2011 earthquake and tsunami that damaged the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, leading to the release of radioactive materials. The water has been treated by the Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, and while it removes 62 types of radioactive materials, it doesn't remove tritium. Japan maintains the water is safe, but concerns persist about potential health risks and environmental harm. South Korea and China have criticized Japan's decision and imposed restrictions.
Tensions have escalated between India and Canada following Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's allegations of Indian government involvement in the assassination of Khalistan Tiger Force Chief Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada. Trade talks have been paused, and diplomats have been expelled. The ethnic Indian community, including Sikhs, plays a significant role in Canada's public life, and their influence on politics has been a point of contention between the two countries. India's External Affairs Minister, S. Jaishankar, criticized Canada's indulgence of Khalistani elements, and the issue highlights the growing role of the Indian diaspora in shaping foreign policy and politics.
Human capital, which is our ability to earn income through work, is our most valuable asset. To understand its significance, one can compare the income generated from human endeavor to income from various investments like stocks, fixed deposits, or rental properties. Earning, for example, 3,60,000 rupees annually from a job would require a significant investment of around 45 lakhs rupees in fixed deposits at an 8% annual interest rate. Protecting human capital from risks like illness is crucial, and it's essential to invest in ways not tied to our primary occupation to mitigate this risk. Health and life insurance are also essential components of this strategy.
Genome sequencing and analysis have allowed researchers to delve into the history of human evolution and migration, uncovering population bottlenecks, founder events, and the age of genetic diseases. Ancient DNA provides insights into recent human evolution, but DNA older than that is rarely preserved. By studying genome sequences and using computational tools, scientists have identified population bottlenecks, founder events, and the age of genetic diseases. For example, sickle cell anemia is believed to have arisen around 7,300 years ago. Recent research suggests that the modern human population originated from about 1,200 founding ancestors, with a super bottleneck occurring around 900,000 years ago.